Welcome, 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 you guys. How you guys doing? This is Eric Brent, EB Crypto, Family Cash Machine, Follow the Money. And today I want to talk about what the media is not telling you guys or won't talk about when it comes to Ukraine and Russia and the unseen hidden hand behind everything called America. So we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to show you guys some different things. It's a very delicate, sensitive subject. I'm not going to go too long. Give me about 5-10 minutes. I'm going to go through some things and show you guys what's going on. Now, I do want to say this. I'm a human being first. I am for humanity as a whole, and I am compassionate, and I feel the pain and suffering of humans all over the world. Secondly, I am a Black man. I'm a Black man born in America who comes from a unique situation and circumstances that no one in the annals of history, I believe, has ever been in our position as a people. And so we're going to go into this subject, and we're going to talk about what the media is not telling you guys about the Russia, the Ukraine, and the unseen hand called America in this situation. Be back in a minute. Okay, you guys, we back. Let me say this to you guys, and welcome to our channel. I need you guys to like and subscribe to our channel, The Family Cash Machine, where we do teach cryptocurrency courses. We have the Cryptocurrency College, not just a college on cryptocurrency. We teach you guys the difference between currency and money. And we teach you guys the two different philosophies in this world when it comes to economics. One based on debt, the other one is based on sound money and real value and assets. So with that, let me talk about what the media is not telling you guys and what you don't hear when it comes to the Russian and the Ukrainian issue, delicate situation, the war that's going on right now, and what they don't tell you about this, and the unseen hand in all of it called America. Right now, you guys, most of you get your information from the media. And before I go into this subject, I just want to let you guys know that the media is never going to give the people the truth of what's happening in the world. In fact, when you check the media is owned by 6 companies. There's 6 major companies that owns all media outlets, all radio airwaves, every network on the planet is owned by 6 companies. Now, imagine that. Now, considering that, are you thinking that these 6 centralized companies are going to give you guys the unadulterated truth? Or do they all have something in common and similar to one another in which they coordinate, orchestrate, monitor the narrative that they want to spin to the people? So you're not going to hear certain things in the media, and most of us hear the media's narrative and we get a total different opinion of what's going on. Now, I'm going to share this with you guys. For years now, Putin has felt paranoid. For years now, since World War II was over, 1949, Putin has felt threatened. And this has been going on for a long time. I'm going to share a map with you guys right now. Let me share my map with you so you guys can see exactly what's going on with this situation and how Putin is feeling very, very, he's feeling very, very threatened. So just bear with me one second here. Let me share my screen with you guys so you can see what's going on, and you'll understand this in a better context Let me go here and share my screen with you guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen with you guys right now so you can really see what's going on with this whole Putin thing. Okay. All right, now I'm sharing my screen with you guys. I don't want you to see me. I want you guys to focus on what's going on here. So check this out. We have Russia here. This is the Russian USSR steel curtain this is the former maps before World War II. Actually, right after World War II. Look how big and huge Russia is. You see, they have this whole area, Ukraine. All this was a part of Russia. All of this was a part of Russia. And so, Kazakhstan, all of this area is a part of Russia. And even Poland, all of this area here was somewhat of the Iron Curtain. Now, we move forward and we see that all this is red. Okay, this is right after World War II. And so what happened is you had this area right here that used to be called the Steel Curtain, or the the iron wall between West Germany and East Germany. East Germany and everything beyond that was pretty much communist. And you can see Romania, you can see Belarus, you see Poland, all of that stuff was a part of Russia. And this is what makes Putin feel very, very threatened. Now, Russia managed to get this little area here as well, which gave them access. If you guys can see, they can get here into the Mediterranean Sea, and from there they got access to the Atlantic Sea for their Navy, Marines, and things like that. They have access to the oceans. Then, as you notice, this little area circled here where it gives them access to the Mediterranean. Then, if you guys notice, after 1949, when they created the NATO, the Northern Alliance of Trade Organization, you don't see American here, but American Canada basically orchestrates this. And all this blue is the NATO, the Northern Alliance of Trade Organization. And basically, when they created this organization, any one of these nations that are attacked, all the other nations will defend them. So it's pretty much a gang on the highest level. It's gang. This is gang activity. And they created this Northern Alliance of Trade Organization after 1949. So all of these blue countries are trading with each other, with America and Canada, and basically on the side of America as an ally. Then you got 1952. If you notice, they easing it a little more. Now they got Turkey. Look at that. So now they got Turkey, and they got Greece added to the blue, added to the Northern Alliance of Trade Organization that you call NATO. Then you look at 1982. I passed 55. In 1955, they added West Germany. And then in 1982, they added Spain. Okay? They added Spain. And in 1990, this little resistance wall here was pushed back. It was pushed back in 1990 with the Eastern and Western Germany issue. That wall was pushed back. And from there, if you notice, Russia lost its access to the Mediterranean, and they lost their access to from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic without going through one of the NATO countries. They have no access to their Marine, but Navy to get into the ocean. Their ships are taking 8 more hours now to get past this, which has caused them a blockade from these nations. 1990, this happened. So they lost all access to that. Now, if you notice in 1999, Russia, Poland was added, Hungary was added. Okay, all of that was added. So they're becoming more and more surrounded, becoming more and more paranoid. This has been going on for a while. Okay, now in 2004, you had Latvia, you have Lithuania, Estonia. It's growing. This is all surrounding Russia. Okay, this has been going on for a while. Then we have also Russia is being surrounded. So all of these countries now are allies, And any attack on any one of these countries are a threat to all these countries. Any one of these countries that are attacked, all these countries will come up against you. So now you're seeing why Russia is feeling more and more pressured over the years. Okay, now I'm just pointing out to you guys, this was a part of the Iron Curtain. Latvia, Lithuania. Now look, see, and then you got Belarus, you got Ukraine. These countries have always been a part of Russia. They have thousands of years of history in Prussia, the ancient Prussia Empire, thousands of years. So now you have the United Nations and NATO speaking to Ukraine. They pumped Ukraine up, making them think they had their back. They pumped them up, making them think, hey, I think the United States had troops there and everything. And they were all up in this Kyiv area. And then once Russia attacked them, they pushed it back and moved the embassy to the southern borders, okay? So they pretty much deceived this guy to believing if he joined NATO, they would have his back. And they actually did not have the man's back. Now, I want to show you guys today, this is Russia. Now, look how they feel threatened. Here's Moscow. Now, remember on the old maps, let's go to the old maps. Look how much space Moscow had from the westernized forces. Now, Russia doesn't have as much space. Let me see if I can go one more to show you. No, let me go back one more. Let me go back here and show you the 1949. That's where it was. Now today, look at how close Moscow is. They don't have the buffer that they used to have. So they feel threatened. They feel paranoid. And when the United States and all these countries started talking to Ukraine to make them a part of NATO, now you see why that made this guy very, very, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable with that situation. So what's going on here? Let's go into the Ukraine a little bit. The Ukraine, we're going to deal with that just a little bit. Okay, let me stop sharing with you guys. So this is the situation that's boiling up. And this is why Putin has said that the world is on an irreversible road and course towards immediate war. This is why he says that. Now, the problem with this map is let me go back to that map and show you guys again. Let me show you this map. The problem with this map is if Russia cuts off its oil reserve to Europe, it will be a major problem for Europe. It can cause catastrophic economic downturn. Now, we have a president right now who's called sanctions on Russia. Now, sanctions on Russia, they froze over $1 trillion of Russian money in banks, and they decided not to accept Russian oil. And that's a bad move. Trade wars have never worked for anyone. Now, I'm not against the Russian people. The Russian people are not bad people. It is the Russian government that is causing the people these problems, okay? I'm not against the Ukrainian people. It is the Ukrainian government that is causing their people these problems. Because for thousands of years, Ukraine, Belarus, Russia was all a part of the Iron Curtain. I just showed it to you. But over the years, they're becoming closer and closer and closer to Russia, intimidating Russia and getting closer to Russia's capital, Moscow, which makes this guy very uneasy. Now, the problem with this all is as well that America pulled out of the nuclear talk, the nuclear pact, the nuclear contracts, the peace contracts with the nuclear, okay? We pulled out of that. And so they make it seem like Russia is threatening nuclear war, but Russia is basically saying, let me show you guys this new map that I want to show you guys. Let me show you this map. We're going to show you this next one. Look at this one. Look at this one right here. I want you guys to see what's going on. I need you to see this. You see all of these? These are all military bases. There's several weaponry, nuclear arms even, pointing directly at Russia now. So now you see why he feels so threatened. Now you see why he feels like he needs to exhibit some kind of power and authority. So we're being taught that he's the aggressor. Now, again, I'm not a communist. I'm not with communism. I do not condone communism because communism is an enemy for me. Communism is the enemy for me because communism takes all your rights. Communism, you have no rights. The government totally suppresses the people, oppresses the people, controls the people, tell you what to think, tell you what you can say, and tell you what you can't say, and pretty much just totally dominates everyone. I am not with communism at all. I'm not with Putin at all because I'm not in agreement with that form of government because I understand that that form of government is most likely the form of government that the international bankers, the central bankers, and all the people that control the world, the elite, they want that kind of government that's totally dominant and suppress the people because they can control us even better with that kind of government. I'm definitely not with the Ukrainian government, and I'm going to show you guys why I'm not with the Ukrainian government, and we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to go home. I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm Eric Brent, EB Crypto, and let me show you guys what's going on with this Ukrainian government that most of you guys don't know that you need to know right now what's going on, and I'm going to show you guys. Now, check this out. Back in 2014, a neo-Nazi political party created a paramilitary group in Ukraine called Azov. I'm gonna show you, and this is their symbol. They pretty much got a swastika. Look at that, a swastika in their flag. This is the flag of Ukraine, okay? Right here, this is their military, the Azov, A-Z-O-V, a Nazi paramilitary group. Did you hear me, black people? Ukraine has a Nazi paramilitary group that Putin is bombing right now. You see, Ukraine battalion, see that? That's their symbol. It's pretty much a Nazi symbol turned straight up instead of sideways. That's what it pretty is. If you don't believe me, let me take you to another picture where you see Ukrainian military holding the swastika. Again, here's their shield. Here's their symbol. This is their flag. It's a swastika, okay? It is what it is. And this is why Putin says that he wants to denazify Ukraine. This is why he's saying that. And this was funded by a guy named Igor Kolomansky, an oil tycoon, and his business partner by the name of Shuhi Torata. These guys funded this Nazi organization, a Nazi organization.
Ukraine. It has just been revealed that the U.S. has supplied military assistance to the Azov Battalion, a far-right militia known as a bastion of neo-Nazism within the Ukrainian armed forces. Max Blumenthal is a best-selling author and senior editor of the Gray Zone Project. His recent piece, published by The Real News, is called "The U.S. is Arming and Assisting Neo-Nazis in Ukraine While Congress Debates Prohibition." Welcome, Max. Let's start with what you have reported for The Real News about Ukraine. You call this a truly scandalous episode of close to covert U.S. support for neo-Nazism in Ukraine. Explain what's going on there.
Yeah, the Azov Battalion is essentially a militia that's grown out of the Patriot of Ukraine Party, which was a neo-Nazi white nationalist party founded by a street demagogue named Andrei Beletsky, who has pledged to restore the honor of the white race, in his words, has through his national or social national party in the Ukrainian parliament advanced laws forbidding race mixing, this kind of thing. And the Azov Battalion became active after the civil war began in the Donbass region in eastern Ukraine, when pro-Russian separatists sought to secede, partly because of the the neo-Nazi incipiency in Kiev. They didn't want any part of it. They speak Russian. Their language is not going to be recognized by the new government. And so the Azov Battalion was ultimately incorporated into the country's National Guard and military through the Ministry of Interior, through Arsen Avakov, who's been basically a supporter of its agenda all along. He also at one point installed another figure from Patriot of Ukraine, Dmitry Yarosh, as the police commissioner in Kiev. This is another neo-Nazi figure. And, you know, all along we saw these denials, especially in 2014 during the Maidan so-called Revolution of Dignity, which was actually a right-wing nationalist coup against a democratically elected government. We heard liberal voices like Timothy Snyder or neoconservative operatives like Jamie Kirchick deny the very existence of neo-Nazism in the ranks of the Maidan. Now I think it's very clear that Azov is on the march, and I'll get to that in a minute. What I did here at The Real News was compile a series of reports, including from Azov's own website, that demonstrate that U.S. military trainers have visited Azov in the field to train and exchange logistical information. They appeared in uniform with Azov Battalion members who are wearing the Wolf's Angel patch, which is a Nazi SS symbol, a runic neo-Nazi symbol on their arm. This is just a scandalous spectacle. Not only that, contracts have been...
So let me conclude this real fast. Let me talk to my people. Why are we getting so wrapped up and caught up in this whole Ukrainian thing? I read somewhere today where a black man said he wants to go to Ukraine and help defend Ukraine, a Nazi organization. And maybe this explains the videos that I've been seeing where black women have been denied to get on buses, to be able to leave Ukraine, to be able to depart from Ukraine. This is why I've been seeing black students from Ghana denied departure on trains and buses and being able to walk. I got video footage, this video footage on YouTube of black students from Ghana, exchange students walking from Ukraine to Romania because no one would let them ride with them, and they were denied access to buses and charters that were leaving Ukraine. It's a Nazi organization running this country. What's his name? Zelensky is being funded by Nazis who actually funded the paramilitary group called the Azov, A-Z-O-V. Go look it up yourself. I had to show this to you guys. So again, I'm not with the paramilitary Nazi group, of course, of Ukraine. I think that Putin should bomb them to death. I'm not with Putin because that's a communist country. I think evil is fighting evil right now. There's a disagreement between demons. There's a disagreement between evil governments. What did that have to do with our black people? What does that have to do with you? Why you want to go over there and help that? We are being told so many lies. It's so much more going on there. I don't have time to get into it right now. There's so much more going on, okay? It's just not time in this video. But I do want to say this. McDonald's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, General Electric, all of these companies are pulling out. And the corporate executives are telling us, well, the people are forcing us to make a stand because the people don't understand what's going on. So you're telling me that the people are telling McDonald's to pull out of Russia because Russia is bombing a Nazi paramilitary group called the Azov? So why are we compassionate about a Nazi paramilitary group? Why? They're Nazis, okay? They're racist. Now, again, I have compassion for the Ukrainian people who are being bombed. But again, it's not the people's fault that they got a wicked government. I have compassion for the Russian people who are now being embargoed by all these different companies. And now we're punishing the Russian people. All Russian people are not bad. They got a bad government, just like we have a bad government. We bombed Syria. We bombed Iraq without the people's permission, without Congress permission. Bush made a move on its own. Trump made a move on its own. Should the people be penalized for the decisions of wicked government or bad decisions that government have made? No. So again, you guys, first, I'm a humanitarian. I'm a human being first, and then I'm a black man. But I have to speak to my people. Stop getting wrapped up into these causes that got nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. In fact, these situations are going down for our benefit as a people. It will help us, uplift us, because communism is your enemy and Nazism is definitely your enemy. You don't have any friend in any one of those sides. So again, be happy that the evil people are feuding against each other. Be happy about that. Don't get involved in that, okay? Because economically, that will affect the world, because Russia is not being affected by America saying, we won't accept your oil. Why did our president stop Russian oil from coming in when gas is $5, $6 a barrel? Who is that going to affect? Is that going to affect Putin? Or is it going to affect me and you? I think it's going to affect me and you more. You know why? Because Putin has a deal with China. They got pipelines now running through China. China is the number one consumer of oil now. And so they've made an agreement that they're not going to use the US dollar anymore, the petrodollar, which for years, the dollar was the only thing you could use to buy oil. I don't care where you were in the world or what currency you used. It was a dominant monopoly on oil and gold, that gold and oil had to be evaluated and exchanged with US dollars, which is what gave the dollar so much power. Now, China and Russia has decided to use their own currency in exchange for oil, and China consumes so much oil, they could survive. Russia could thrive just on China's consumerism itself. So again, these trade wars are not hurting anybody but the people. The people are being hurt by these trade wars, not governments. And so again, I just want to show you guys, the Ukrainian government is funded by Nazis, and their military basically has a swastika. So why would black people get involved in that? Stop, stop, stop. Educate yourself. Start finding out what's going on in the world. Stop listening to the media, who is a conglomerate of 6 corporations that controls all the outlets of news. Do your own research. So with that, again, we have to stay focused on our issues as a people. We have to stay focused on our economics. We have to stay focused on building up our wealth and building up our power as a group of people around the world, which we do have power when we understand who we are. We know what we are, but we don't understand who we are. So again, I'm going to close out on that. I think I left you guys with something that could go, make you think and make you dig more deep into this situation of Ukraine and Russia and what's really going on in the world. And stop listening to the media and stop listening to their spin on it, because again, we're penalizing the people of Russia, and they have nothing to do with what Putin has done. And Russia is bombing a paramilitary Nazi group. Wow. So we're going to side with the paramilitary Nazi group? Boy, do we have our facts twisted today. So again, this is Eric Brent, EB Crypto. And what does this all have to do with crypto? Well, I'm going to say this. These wars are being fought mainly because of debt and currency around the world. So when countries go into debt, to get under the yoke of bondage of debt, they usually go to war. So these wars are being stimulated by economic problems. So when we go to a currency that's not controlled by governments, when we go to a currency that the people control the value, wow, maybe some of these wars will decease or decrease. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign up. This is EB Crypto, Eric Brent, Family Cash Machine. You guys sign up for our courses, like and subscribe to this channel so I can continue to bring you guys facts and information that is relevant to what's going on in the world. And you can start moving around these situations and maneuvering your family in a position where you can focus on the bag and you can get your money and not get so caught up in some of this geopolitical stuff that's going down, that's being mislabeled, and the narrative is being twisted against your benefit. So with that, I'm going to sign out. Family Cash Machine, EB Crypto. Peace.